Pro Deo Imperatore! The Emperor protects. I'm finally on the range with my new bolt pistol, courtesy of Fowler Concepts. More on that later. I decided to go to the range first and blather later. It's fantastic. You can see it cosmetically. You'll get to see it more later. And select fire. It has semi-auto and full auto. As you saw in the intro, the full auto is a nice, slow, controlled rate. I like it. We'll talk about how that is achieved. Selector switch right here puts it into semi-auto. It uses a solenoid. And I am very, very pleased with the performance. Very cool. Takes Talon mags, so you can put larger mags in it. It just looks silly without its proper magazine. I'm gonna play some more, and then we will finally go talk about it. A mag dump. It's a good rate of fire. I like it. See if I can get some more bottles. Now for some plinking. Oh! I still got a few shots. So I get the 50. Oh, round's complete. I want to get the 50. Let's go for it. I got it. It's got the range. It's got the range. Pretty cool. All right. Let's go talk about it. Right. Let's talk about this magnificent and opulent piece of hardware. This, if you're not familiar, is meant to be a bolt pistol from Warhammer 40k, thus the absurd, over-the-top look of it, because that is what 40k is all about. This was the brainchild of Fowler Concepts, is who designed this, though they had a lot of help. The internal functionality is a fly core system, so Adam from OFD gets the credit for the kind of how the internals are set up. Some of the cosmetics, apparently, especially the pistol, came from UPWDesigns, from Jeremy Chang. And when I saw that, the name seemed very familiar, and it turns out that is because I have used one of his designs. The mag holders that I made for my Nightingale holsters that I got from 3D Printed Solid were a modified version of a design by UPWDesigns, Jeremy Chang's design. He's a cosplayer from Maryland. Links for all these folks will be in the descriptions. His stuff is absolutely incredible. But then the rest of it went to Fowler Concepts. It's really quite fantastic and remarkably simple for what it is. For a select fire system, it's fairly straightforward. It does take Talon mags. This is mostly cosmetic, but it will take regular Talon mags. Selector switch here from full auto to semi-automatic, and it uses just a relay, a car relay, like for your blinker switch. To do the semi-auto, and that's why it's a fairly slow rate of fire. You can get them in higher rates of fire, but I really like that very slow, methodic rate of fire. It'll get you what you want. If you want to go faster, you can actually go faster in semi-auto than you can in full auto, which is hilarious. But it makes it relatively low-tech to achieve an almost analog semi-auto system, as opposed to needing an Arduino or something to control a semi-auto setup. Voltmeter in the back, like that. This is the mag release for a genuinely absurdly large battery tray, which is obviously possible because of the huge and opulent nature of this build. But it means you can get a ridiculously large 3S battery in here, which is nice because solenoids are notorious for taking a lot of current and thus draining your battery. He says he does have future possible plans for a dual stage setup to get even more power out of it, or brushless to get even more power, at which point he would need a computer, in which case you could probably get more select fire options. He is planning to make the files available, though he's still working on some cosmetic tweaks and some internal tweaks and wanting to put together instructions and all of that, but they will eventually be available. In the meantime, you can reach out to him at fowlerconcepts.etsy.com if you want to commission something or talk about various things. yeah, it's a really, really cool blaster, and goes beautifully with my heavier bolter that fires the full-length darts. Love that it has a stock attachment point, just because I'm me and I like that. That's not screen accurate, and I could not possibly care less. Obviously, if you didn't want it on there, it would be a really easy thing to remove when you went to print it. Just hack it off in your slicer. But I like that it's an option, because this is a very heavy blaster, and being able to properly shoulder it would be nice, and be able to have a sling point. You could also probably get a sling point down here. It looks like it's almost designed for one. Or there may have, it's supposed to be the hand plate that usually you see on these. I don't know if that just didn't get designed, or if they did, or maybe the bolt pistols don't have them. Maybe only the bolters have them. I don't know. Anyway, looks like there's something you could attach to the bottom here. And maybe there was and it fell off in my luggage. I don't know. But I love the functionality, and it fires very well. Let me get a quick chrono reading. It's coming in around 120. Which will allow you could actually use this in some HVZs. I could probably use this at Afterworlds. Obviously, if you want more power, that's why there might be a dual stage or a brushless, or you could put different motors in it, obviously. But yeah, I'm very, very impressed and incredibly grateful that he brought this to Mall Madness. Just, I had forgotten about it, because I will do that out of sight, out of mind, and then he walks up and hands me this, and then I remembered that, yes, we had discussed this, and this thing is amazing and magnificent. I will almost certainly end up using this at Afterworld, just because of the sheer absurdity of it. Now I really want to make like either an Imperial Guard captain cosplay, or a Commissaire cosplay, just so I have an excuse to use this more, because it's really very impressive cosmetically speaking. So, there you have it. The Bolt Pistol by Fowler Concepts. Links for everything will be in the description, of course. And thank you guys for watching. And remember, the Emperor protects.